Harry here from Urban Specialty Woods. Today's another workshop, and we're going to use Festool Tools to make a live edge table. This is a project you can do at home. So please join me and my team, Jazz, Don, and Sal, and follow along.
Some of the issues with doing slabs is if there's a twist in it, like Harry said, you got to shim it up and make it so that it's level. With each templating system, you get a pair of these, and so what I did was use these to lock it in so it doesn't move. That way I only need one clamp on the other side. So what you have to do, if you put your bit in first, you put your bit in first and then you slip that in. With this, you have to use a 30mm bushing. You can use the Porter cable ones, or you can use the one that comes with it. There's not a lot to this, really. It's a really simple concept. And once you understand the concept and what you're trying to achieve, it becomes simple. The only challenge is making sure that you have your bit in properly and the bed is high enough so that you can take off the material that you need to take off. Once you take off the material, then you flip it over, but it's going to be lower. And depending on how bad your cupping and all that is, it could be up to a ½ inch lower. The biggest challenge with this is locking the piece in place because it's higher. So as you see, I used a couple of parf dogs on this side and a couple of pieces of wood clamped down to just locking it in. And depending on which way you're moving is going to determine which way you move the router, whether you're going to pull it to you or push it away from you. The dust collection on this system, it works on the routers. It tends to work really well for the fine stuff. For the coarse stuff, it spits it out. But if you're like inside, you want the fine stuff caught. The coarse stuff will go to the ground and it's easy to clean up. The fine stuff you'll breathe in. So I'm going to set the depth first, and doing that, I'm just going to try to find my lowest point, which looks like it's this corner, and then I'm just going to find my next point, about right there. So that's where I'm going to start it. So a couple of things about this in terms of setting it up. I usually work with the crown up. It's because even on a joiner, you want the crown up. It's just easier to handle if you're taking it off the bottom on a joiner. If you're trying to run it through the planer, flatten it with the crown up, you're gonna get better results. And the same thing here. So that way, you know how far you're gonna come down. Before you lift it out of this, you want to bring it up and have it come to a full stop before you take it out. But your last pass should be very shallow and very controlled. By the time you get to your last pass, you should really have a feel for how fast you can go. Depending on the type of wood is going to determine how fast you can go. But if you go too fast, you're going to tear up the wood. If you go too slow, you're going to burn the wood, you're going to dull the bit, and you're really going to do a lot more work than you really should. And the nice thing about this is there's a handle that you can put in. So once you've flattened it and everything, let's say you have a top and you want to inlay some legs, you can actually set it up, lock it in place, put stops in it, and just come in, do your mortise, and then move along.